Hi everyone and welcome to Irony, where we're looking at an article from Insider Gaming that is also the place where Tom Henderson typically posts stuff, who recently said, yes, GTA 6 coming out in 2026, I predict. Now are posting an article from someone else who works there, who is quoting Jason Schreier, who's now claiming that it is hard to say if the game will be delayed or not, and because the game might not be content complete. This video is predominantly being made to stop the panic because you already know what's going to happen with an article like this. So to make a long story short, in the last episode of a podcast by the name of Button Mash, Bloomberg's Jason Schreier spoke about the GTA 6 development and some of the things were said. The quotes in the article are the predominant thing that is worth focusing on. Last I heard, it was not content complete. That is to say, people were still finishing things up, still finalizing levels and missions, and seeing what's going to make it into the game. This is also something that's been echoed by Mike York, who is a former Rockstar animator, and you know, this is something that is relatively common, as even during bug fixing they are gonna try to see if they can, oh, this would be something that'd be really cool to still put in the game, and you know, that might also be one of the reasons why there were previous delays, etc. It is also worth keeping in mind something that Jason Schreier himself has also said, that Rockstar is definitely following the same pattern as they did with RDR2 and also GTA 5, where they delayed the game twice and then they finally released it. Jason Schreier added that content complete usually comes after feature complete and before bug fixing. But even when it gets to the bug fixing stage, there are still few things that people might want to try and get into the game, like I mentioned before. As far as the release date goes, Schreier says it's hard to say if the game will for sure hit the November release date. This is probably the part where most people are going to focus on, but it is important to keep in mind that this is being recorded just past midnight on Wednesday, and on Monday, as far as I'm aware, the entire workforce from Rockstar started to actually work on the game again. Everyone was on like holiday leave for 2 weeks, because that's pretty damn common regarding like the Christmas and New Year's holidays. So they probably all left for the holidays and came back like on Monday and started working on the game again. So obviously no one has a darn clue how far along the game is, and like everything is going to change within a week, because there's thousands upon thousands of people working on this game, and literally tomorrow someone can be doing some bug fixing or bug testing and the entire game falls apart and everything goes into panic and there could be a delay. That is game development. Like, stuff like this and articles like this don't help at all. Either way, moving on. It's really hard to say right now, and I don't think anyone at Rockstar can tell you with 100% certainty that they will make it out to November, he said. While adding, he says that it feels more real than the fall 2025 release date or the May 2026 release date. People feel like this is a little bit more solid. I've listened to the bit in the podcast and he kind of goes on about how, you know, even developers like weren't feeling super confident about the previous 2 release date, but with this one, they feel a lot more confident and comfortable, so they think they can make it a lot more. He says that Rockstar can't settle for anything less than perfection with the release of GTA 6, and with that in mind, with the goal of releasing this fiscal year, they can have a bit more of a buffer. As the fiscal year doesn't end until March 31st, that is not to say that Rockstar is leaning towards the delay, but the option is always on the table if needed. And as everyone has seen, Rockstar isn't afraid to delay a game to make it right. Again, have listened to the podcasting itself, where he kind of goes on more about that exact statement that is being quoted in the article here, where he goes on to say that basically Take-Two has made a statement that this fiscal year the game is coming out, and also goes to say that basically the Take-Two stock is depending on GTA 6 releasing or not, because every time a delay happens, the stock goes boink, like 10% down or something like that, and a bunch of people make money. Whereas if they were to delay it, it would probably be no later than like March, because it would still have to be in the fiscal year because of probably like a bunch of rules and regulations and investors starting to feel like they're constantly being rug pulled with all these delays. But like I mentioned in the video that I uploaded myself on Monday regarding the Trailer 3 release and like GTA Online and just some GTA 6 situation, here's the timestamp for you, 8 minutes 23 if you want to give it a watch. I will say the things a bit longer and more detailed than I'm about to say. Rockstar doesn't know it yet. They won't know until probably around May time or 6 months before release whether or not they have to delay the game again. That is the incredibly sad and harsh truth GTA 6 is an incredibly difficult game and incredibly complicated to get right. Everything is riding on this for like Rockstar and Take-Two, so they basically have to get as close to perfection as humanly possible. And that is a very tall order for a game that is incredibly complicated as GTA 6 is. If you played RDR2 for longer than 5 hours, maybe also past the colder chapter where you can see how much stuff is constantly going on in that game, and Rockstar probably wanted to be at least on that level, you probably understand why they have delayed the game a few times so far. And if you again pay attention to like even the second trailer and all the details and stuff that's going on in that, you know what everyone is expecting. You as someone who is watching this video know what they're expecting from GTA 6, and I'm fairly certain there's people with much bigger expectations, and Rockstar is trying their utmost best to not only satisfy themselves with the goals that they have for the game, but also the people that end up playing it. GTA 5 sold 220 million copies, and all of those people are probably waiting for a sequel. Except for those 5 people that still want to play GTA Online after it comes out. I don't know who they are, but they're apparently out there. But yeah, that's it for me. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you all later.